Did they say this was an abortion, the pill to have an abortion?
They just said this is a chemical pill. Yeah, like an after pill. I said, well, an after pill is to prevent the pregnancy. But I was so naive. It was so painful. I was bleeding. I left the clinic thinking that I didn't have an abortion.
Well, hello and welcome to Table Talk this Tuesday with TKRL. I'm so excited to have in the studio another guest today who will share about her testimony. Aida is with us. But I did mention last week I really wanted to discuss what's going on with the abortion pill. So if you attended any of our events, we usually try to put this information out there. 64% of abortions right now are being done chemically. That means someone takes a pill. That means they're not going into a room for an operating procedure. So it's really important that we all understand what's happening right now as we speak. So currently the procedure for taking the chemical pill is a woman would go to a clinic. Right now in Tulare, Family Planning Associates or Planned Parenthood will give the woman a little pill, 2 of them, but the first one she needs to take there in front of the clinician. And then she is sent home and she needs to take the second one at home. The first one acts to really not give the baby any nutrients or oxygen, so it will end the life of the child. The second one will work to expel the baby or have this abortion or a loss of the baby at home, cause the body to contract. So she does this at home by herself, unmonitored, no doctors or nurses present. So that's what's happening right now. 64% of abortions are being done this way, issued at college campuses. A lot of our pharmacies locally give these drugs out. So someone just takes it there and then takes the next one. This is a very serious crisis in our nation and certainly in our state. And so instead of just looking at statistics or reading an article about it, what's really important is that you can actually hear the experience of someone who's gone through this procedure. And of course, how TKRL comes alongside women in this position to really offer tangible help. So I'd like Aida to share her story today about what happened when you found yourself in a crisis pregnancy.
Yeah, I was younger. I was like 20, 24 when this happened. I had already 2 kids of my own. And I come from a Mexican family. I'm the oldest. So we don't really talk about none of those stuff. Like, what can you do? I knew abortion was bad, but I didn't know what was abortion. I didn't know that there was even 2 options. I thought abortion was a procedure and that's it, So when I found out I was pregnant, I had a friend that, I was in a position where a baby was not going to be the right thing at that moment that I thought. So I had a friend and she told me, well, I know a clinic in Fresno. So she took me there and I went. I actually went 2 times. I went the first time to just talk about it. And so I don't know nothing about what a pill is or nothing, I just knew birth control, but that's it. So when I go in there, they tell me, yeah, well, you're I believe I was like 6 weeks. I said, no, it's not a baby yet. So they did an ultrasound, but they didn't let me see the ultrasound.
Oh, they don't let you see it.
They don't let you see the ultrasound.
Okay.
When I went in. But the first time I went and they just talked to me and said, well, no, you're only this many weeks. It's not a baby yet. So if you want to come back and we'll give you just a pill.
So they verbally said, this is not a baby.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So they said, you'll just take a pill. So then I come back home and I was like, at that time I had my boyfriend and he said, well, if it's not, if it's a pill, then just take it. So then I went back for the actual, appointment. And that's when they did the ultrasound and they let me see the ultrasound. But they made it seem like it was like an after pill. I knew what an after pill was, So they said, no, you're just going to take 2 pills, one here, one at home, and you'll be fine. They're just going to you're just gonna have probably a couple of, cramps, but that's nothing severe. So they gave me the pill there, and then I went home, and they told me after certain hours to take the next one. So I left the clinic thinking that I didn't have an abortion.
Wow.
So when I get home, I after certain hours, I take the other one, and that's when I started. I thought I was going into labor. It was so painful. I was bleeding. It was just, I didn't know. I didn't tell my mom at this time, so I didn't know. It was just me and my boyfriend, but I had to tell my mom. That's how bad it was, because I was about to go to the hospital. But then I ended up having the miscarriage in the bathroom. So I lived so many years thinking that I didn't have an abortion. I was so naive.
Wow.
So naive. I'm the oldest. There wasn't social media like there is now, so I was so naive thinking that I didn't have an abortion until, years later when I started knowing more and I just started feeling this severe anxiety, and I was just trying to figure out why when I was living the best time of my life, I'm going through this.
So Ida, let me stop you for a second because I want to track back a little bit. So you went in, they said it was not a baby. No, they said it's not a baby at this time.
There's no heart.
There's no heart this time.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second time I went in, they did an ultrasound, but did not let you see it.
Let you see the ultrasound.
And my last question would be, did they say this was an abortion, the pill to have an abortion?
No, they just said this is a chemical pill.
A chemical pill.
But you see, I'm young. I don't know what a chemical pill is. You know what I mean? I don't know. They don't explain to you a chemical pill. And then I said, a chemical pill. They say, yeah, like an after pill. So after they said like after pill, I said, well, an after pill is, is to prevent the pregnancy. But I was so naive. It sounds crazy. I was 20 something, but I was very naive, So I didn't know.
I don't think you're alone. I think there's a lot of young people out there. And if you don't hear the word abortion in any of this conversation, you hear chemical pill, you hear after, you hear things like, it's not a baby at this time. There's no heart. So I could see not just you being naive or young, but this is a medical person standing there saying this. How many of us wouldn't believe a medical person standing there saying these things in a moment of crisis, right? Because you're not right and you're scared in your mind.
Yes, I was scared, but I thought, okay, if I'm not having a procedure,
right,
I'm not having an abortion.
Okay, so if it's not a procedure, you're thinking, I'm not truly having an abortion.
Got it. Okay, yes. Okay. So I just, my experience is till this day, I still suffer with anxiety, but and you'll be surprised how many people out there that I talk to now, especially in the Hispanic culture, that don't know details. They have miscarriages and they think they had abortions. I talked to so many and they're like, wait, you had a miscarriage or an abortion? Oh, wait, what's the difference? So that's how naive we are in Hispanic. Like, we don't know a lot of details, Okay. So, it's crazy how many, I like you said, I don't feel alone, because when I go, I thought, why was I so dumb? Like, why wouldn't I know the difference? Mm-hmm. But now they brainwash you. They try to code it in a good way where someone that doesn't know would take it as a kill,
So let me stop for a second, because it's really important for our audience to understand. I don't think it's just you or just the Hispanic culture, rather. There's a lot of people who are not understanding what's happening here. Mm-hmm. So if a pregnancy has already occurred, you are pregnant and you're given a chemical pill, it will cause an abortion. The purpose of the pill is to end the life of the child and then to have the mother expel the child. So you're going to lose that. That is an abortion, whether it's done at home or surgically by the abortion providers. A miscarriage is different, because a miscarriage means the baby has already been created, baby's inside mom in the womb, but something has gone wrong. Mm-hmm. So the life of the baby is not ended by anything the mother could do. This person who's experiencing a miscarriage has no control over this. It's just happening. There's nothing she can do to stop it once it has started the process of a miscarriage. It's a very tragic loss. Both are tragic, but a miscarriage is different because the mother did nothing to instigate the death of the child. Mm-hmm. The death of the child happens first inside of her womb, and then it naturally comes out. The body naturally lets that baby go in a miscarriage. It's actually called the spontaneous abortion is the medical term for it. So it could be confusing.
Yes.
It could cause some confusion for people thinking, wait, the paperwork said it was abortion. No, it's a spontaneous abortion, which is the medical term for a miscarriage. An abortion is different because there was a life started at conception that was growing, and then the pill taken ended the life of the child, and then the baby's expelled with that second pill. Or the surgical procedure, which is an actual going into an operating room and having this baby surgically removed from the woman's womb. So let's make sure everyone's aware of that here, because there is a large misconception,
Yes.
not just for you or for the Hispanic culture. But now you've experienced years, and then healing did happen for you. So tell me about that healing for you.
So thank God that I, got to meet you guys here at Resources for Life, and you guys offer this retreat, which is called Richard's Venue. So I went there, and it was amazing. It was amazing because I had, I knew God had forgave me, but I needed to forgive myself. So going to this retreat helped me meet other women out there that were going through the same thing as I was. And you'll be surprised, there was ladies there that they were in their 60s and they were experiencing years after abortions, that they needed healing. And there's so many girls out there like me that didn't know what was going on. Why was I going through this? Knowing that my body automatically was missing that, was going back and missing that I had an abortion, because we do have, I have learned so much here with TKRL that we just learned how our bodies have that DNA, So that is why, we need healing.
Did you know about the abortion pill reversal when you had the chemical pill?
No, I didn't know nothing about it. There's a lot of people that don't know about it.
Right. So one of the outreaches that TKRL is really focusing on is education, right? One of our pillars is education. And the education is necessary to get the word out that there is an abortion pill reversal protocol. This means after the woman takes the first pill, and she changes her mind. So she goes home and she changes her mind. She decides she does not want to go through with this. Then if she can contact a hotline number, which is available at our website, on all of our media spaces and billboards that we have out. We have a billboard, we have a boat trailer, however we can get the word out there. The woman would call the hotline number, put in her zip code, and she would get a provider that's closest to her that would administer the abortion pill reversal protocol. Now that protocol is simple. It is the progesterone. It is a naturally occurring hormone in the woman's body. It's been used for years to help prevent against miscarriage. And in this case, it undoes, it kind of reverses the effect of that chemical pill that she took, so that the baby then is provided with oxygen and essential nutrients in the womb. That's what this protocol involves, giving her a naturally occurring hormone in her body to reverse the effects of the first pill. And she has to maintain follow-ups and lab work with the doctor who's caring for her. But there are doctors locally who do this protocol. It's so important that we get the word out there. Aida has continued to help TKRL with this incredible outreach. Aida has also created Spanish commercials on 80 different commercials a month on a radio station locally, so that other women can hear this in Spanish for the importance of abortion pill reversal and the protocol that's provided here locally. So our job is to get this information out, to get this resource into the hands of high schools, colleges, churches. Abortion is happening in churches and outside of churches at an equal rate. So there's really nothing to say a person that has already gone through this, and maybe, like Aida, felt like they didn't have an abortion.
Yeah,
they were not told that they were actually going through that. So what I love about your story is your resilience and the healing, of course, the healing power of God through the retreats, but that now you're willing to speak out about it.
Yes.
And I've been with you at these events and I've heard you, and it really gives you this, someone comes and tells you their story and you are immediately describing what happened to you.
Well, yeah, even though, it's not easy to share it, but if you're going to let people know out there that at least not to let themselves not know what they're getting themselves into, know exactly what they're going to do, because I lived so many years thinking that I didn't have an abortion.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm so grateful that you're here and that you're sharing that.
Thank you guys for having all this information. I have learned so much, and be able to share out there and let people know what a procedure is really about, and what a chemical pill. Well, it's still a procedure, and a pill. So they think different after they see everything. We have seen it so many times. They after they see how the procedure goes and how the chemical pill does in the womb, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's something important too. I don't think people are knowing what happened. So I want to backtrack a second. When you took that pill, what happened at home? You said you had a lot of pain.
Oh, yes.
So
I experienced.
You did have pain.
Oh, like I was going in labor. And they didn't tell me that, and you have to deal with it at home by yourself.
No doctors were calling you to check on you.
I never got a call from a doctor, never had to go back to get a checkup, nothing.
Did anyone call you after, to see if you took the second pill? Or?
No, we never heard from them before. Again,
can I ask you a personal question? Was there a lot of bleeding involved?
Yes. That is why I had to tell my mom at that time. Yeah. So, and it's also, if you don't share and keep it to yourself, it could also happen to your family members. So we have to be careful.
So it's important to you to share this information.
Yes.
So that other people around you, or around people who have done this, know what could happen and don't perpetuate, don't keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's an important message.
Yeah.
We thank you so much for sharing it, and sharing, just being vulnerable and sharing those personal things in your life. And TKRL especially thanks you because of your willingness to serve and to be a table host and to take this information anywhere. And people should be reminded that you can call us for more information at TKRL. You can go to our website and get more information, including the hotline number. You share this information with others that you know. This is really important. You become voices out there in the world. Besides what we're doing here, it's really up to you to share what you're learning here and to share it with others. And if anyone out there is interested in becoming a partner with TKRL so that we can continue offering these resources that are free of charge. If someone comes to us and needs to attend the retreat, it is part of our programming to make sure they get there, that there's no financial hardship. So we have had donors strategically give money to the restorative programs that allow us to continue offering this resource free of charge to the individual. So a cost for someone to attend a retreat in the local area is $380. So if you can go on our website and make a donation, that would assure that someone in need of healing with this retreat can get that at no cost to them. So we ask that you prayerfully consider doing that to keep this program going and to help people who are in need of healing after an abortion choice. This Rachel's Vineyard Retreat is offered for men and women, and it is essential that men get the healing they need as well. So thank you for being with us for another Table Talk. We ask that you continue to stay up with us on our Facebook, our Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and X. Thank you and have a blessed week.